Hello everyone! Blizzard recently announced the next expansion for Hearthstone, Into the Emerald Dream, but until that comes out we'll have to continue playing with the 3 StarCraft factions from the last mini-set. But these have been tried and tested by now. So what if the factions were different? Last time I swapped Paladin from Terran to Protoss, Druid from Protoss to Zerg, and Priest from Protoss to Terran. And in this episode I'll be showcasing a Protoss Demon Hunter, Terran Mage, and Zerg Shaman. Let's start with that one. In the last episode, one of you left a comment detailing an idea you had for a Zerg Shaman card, and I thought that seemed like a very exciting idea, so I decided to make that card here. Evolution Complete, as it was called, is a 1-mana Zerg spell for Shaman that will transform all of your Zerg minions into any Zerg minions that cost at least 1 more. What this means is that your Zerg minions will be transformed into random Zerg minions that cost 1 more, even into Zerg tokens. But if there isn't one that costs 1 more, they will be transformed into a Zerg minion with the nearest cost that's higher. So your Zerglings would get transformed into random 2-cost Zergs. They would get transformed into 3-cost Zergs, then 4-cost Zergs, and finally any 4-cost Zerg minions you have will get transformed into the 8/8 Ultra Disc token with Rush from Warlock. I also made this Zerg minion for Shaman, Hive Overlord, which is a 4-mana 3/5 Zerg minion that does the same thing as the Evolution Complete spell on your other Zerg minions, but at the end of each of your turns while it's on the battlefield. I imagine the minions you'll be transforming most are the 1/1 Zerglings, but all the 2-cost Zerg minions they could transform into are pretty bad, so also added this minion for Shaman, Infested Terran. This 2-cost Zerg minion has a 3/4 stat line and both Taunt and Lifesteal, but will overload for 2 when you play it, making it an ideal minion to transform into instead. Now let's move on to the Terran Mage cards. Last time I made a Terran Starship package for Priest, which meant that the only class without a Starship would be Mage, but I mentioned I could make that Starship Mage package in another video if you guys liked it. Well, this is that video. So I made a Starship Mage package for the Terran faction. Since I moved Shaman to Zerg, I figured my Terran Mage package could borrow some elements from the Shaman one. This can be seen on this new spell, Ripwave Missiles. Ripwave Missiles is a 1-mana Terran spell that lets you choose a minion, and that minion will then die after taking any amount of damage. In addition to that, Ripwave Missiles will also cause your next Starship launch to cost 2 less. This effect is almost identical to the Shaman Terran spell Lock On, only it's kinda better because your opponent can increase the minion's health to negate the effect, and also Mage always has access to 1 damage through their hero power. I only made this card so similar to Lock On because I'm also moving Shaman to Zerg, and thus Lock On would probably not exist anymore, I guess. Speaking of other similar cards, Mage also gets Widowmine, which is a 2-mana 3/2 Terran Mech, and it's also a Starship piece. Widowmine will deal 3 damage randomly split among all enemies when played, and once again when the Starship is launched. This card is obviously great to play after casting Ripwave Missiles, resulting in a sort of similar situation to playing Missile Pod after casting Lock On. Each Terran class also got a card that transforms if you launched a Starship this game, and I've made this one for Mage, and this is sort of where the similarities between the Mage and Shaman packages end. Viking is a 5-mana 4/5 Terran Mech with Battlecry, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. But if you've launched a Starship this game, Viking will transform into Viking Assault Mode. This version has the same stats as the other Viking, and will also deal 2 damage to all enemy minions, but will then deal 2 damage to the enemy hero for each minion it killed. While the Shaman Siege Tank benefits more from a single big minion, Viking instead benefits from the opponent having a larger but weaker board, and the reward for casting Ripwave Missiles first is not as good as Siege Tank with Lock On. Now let's move on to the last package, Protoss Demon Hunter. I thought the themes of Demon Hunter would have fit the Nerazim side of the Protoss very well, so that's what inspired my package. Check out Dark Prelate. Like the last package, since Mage is moving to Terran, I figured my Protoss Demon Hunter package could borrow elements from the Protoss Mage one. In fact, my package is almost the opposite of the Mage one. Mage revolved around Protoss spells. Well, mine is about Protoss minions. Dark Prelate is a 2-mana 3/2 Protoss minion with Rush, and it will cause your next Protoss minion to cost 2 less, as an opposite to the Mage spell Shield Battery. I also made this spell for Demon Hunter, Shadow Walk. This is a 3-mana Protoss spell that will give your hero +4 attack and lifesteal this turn, and then add a random Protoss minion to your hand. This card is meant as a counterpart to the Mage spell Resonance Coil. Many Protoss classes also got a 12-cost minion, and I've made this one for Demon Hunter, Stalker. This 12 mana 4/9 minion will give your hero +1 attack this turn 3 times, but this effect will be improved for each Protoss minion you summon this game. So each Protoss minion you summon will add +3 attack to the effect, and this effect is even improved by the 3/4 sellers with charge. I probably don't have to say, but this card is obviously referencing the Protoss Mage minion Colossus, only with an altered effect. It even has the same stats, but swapped. Well, that's it for this StarCraft faction swap video. I don't think I'll be doing a third unless you guys really want it. But before we end the video entirely, I'm working on my next expansion, the Mongrel Horde, and last time I promised I'd be ending each video with new cards from the expansion. In the last video I had a new watch post, and here's 2 more, Blade Fist and Orgrimmar watch post. And guess what? The Mongrel Horde also comes with a watch post legendary, E-Trick. If you've played a watch post this game, E-Trick will summon all 3 watch posts from the Forge in the Barrens expansion. Well, that's it guys, like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.